What's up, guys? Obviously, it's Captain Obvious, and I got a Battlefield 3 gameplay commentary for you guys today. I'm playing some Rush on Damavad Peak, and this is a practice session that Drifter and I held last night for Project PTFO. It was an open lobby. We got a lot of guys into this server. As a matter of fact, one of Drifter's subs gave us this server to use over the next week, or however long we can participate in the tournament for, and we've been practicing on this server pretty much every night from now on. And it'll be really great fun. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, because that will make it easier for me to let you guys know when we're holding these open lobbies. You guys can come over to the server and play with us. I always love having some tough games, and as a matter of fact, that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's commentary, some tough games. I thought I posted something different for a change. This was a game we had last night. This was actually the last game we played in a night of probably like 7 or 8 matches, and it was an amazing, amazing game. We had a really awesome enemy team to play against. There were a couple of YouTubers on there. I think Left Thumbstick was on there. Someone else named, I'm not quite certain who they were. But if you look on the scoreboard whenever I check it out, you can see if any of your YouTubers are on that enemy team. But it was a really hard-fought match. For the first 3 bases, they absolutely raped us. The enemy team was just going straight for the objective. They didn't care about anything else. All they wanted to do was take that objective. And everyone except for our squad was just lollygagging, just, you know, sitting in the back, trying to get kills, and not trying to defend that objective. And eventually, we kind of prevailed towards the end, and we just said stop. We're not letting them get these last objectives. They did get one of the last MCOMs in the tunnel, but they ended up just stopping. We just held them at the final objective, and it was a really, really awesome end to the game. As a matter of fact, Drifter has his point of view of this game up on his channel. If you guys want to go check that out, that would be awesome. But it was an amazing game. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's gameplay, because it shows us struggling. We have a trouble getting this game done. We had trouble beating the enemy team. We had trouble winning gunfights. I was off my game. I think everyone else was off their game for a little bit at the time. We had a full squad, and still did not help us against this really, really aggressive enemy team. And you'll see me make some mistakes in this gameplay, and you know what? You learn from mistakes. That's the magic of video games. You can always just go back and do it again. Learning from your mistakes is a very, very important part of playing these games, and I learn from my mistakes all the time. I'm a very aggressive player. I can't be patient. I can't, you know, wait for things to happen. And when I do that, I suffer. I love playing aggressively. I am very impatient, and I just have to get out there. But when I do that, I just fall apart. A lot of the times when I play so aggressively and I get up in the enemy team's face, they're waiting for me, or they're just going to rape me because there's, you know, 4 or 5 guys there. But when I do that and I get beat, I learn and think I should not be doing that again. I should take a more slow, aggressive push. I should, you know, push the enemy team a little bit slower, but still very aggressively, because that's what I do, and I think I do it very well. But a lot of the time when I'm playing really well in a game, you know, I'm going really high scores, putting some insane numbers up on the board, I'm not having fun. I think that the most fun you can have in a video game is A, when you have a tough challenge coming at you, or you're just messing around with your friends. A lot of the times when I'm playing by myself and I play really well, get some awesome game clips for you guys on my channel, I feel like, well, this isn't fun. I'm playing too well, I'm not having too much of a challenge, and a lot of times I just quit the game because I'm not having fun at all. I always love playing against tough enemies, because that's where the excitement of video games comes in. The excitement comes in when you have a tough challenge and you prevail through it, you push through it, and you finally get that win after a long, hard fight. That is the best thing about Battlefield 3. Putting your all into it and finally winning that game after you know for certain that you tried your hardest. Now, currently in this gameplay, this is when we actually start digging in. We think that we got him. We got him in the bag. We have to be able to defend right here, and if we can do that, we easily can win the game. The problem is the enemy team flanks really, really early. As you can tell right now, they're already planting A, and I sacrificed myself to defuse the A bomb, but it only goes blown up for like the next minute, because they eventually get it again. But the fact that the enemy team is pushing so hard makes it insanely hard for us and my squad to get a foothold. We have to be able to find a place to set up and defend from the enemy attacks to make sure we can push them back and have a very, very comfortable position and play the game effectively. Now, the problem with the squad play in a situation like this is that we only can talk to 3 other guys in our squad. We can't communicate with the rest of our team since we're talking via Xbox Live Party Chat. Now, you can't hold a base like this where there's 4 entrances for the enemy to come through with only 4 guys. You may be saying to yourself, have one guy at each entrance, but it's really hard when there's 3 or 4 guys at the other end of the hallway who are constantly reviving teammates, constantly healing, providing ammo, and laying down suppressive fire. It is really, really hard. Now, I found this nice spot right here, taking some guys off at longer range, but eventually the enemy takes me over because they push too many people toward me. One guy cannot hold off multiple enemies at one time. It is very, very hard for them to do if the enemy knows what they're doing. If they make an organized push to that defensive line, they can easily take that guy out. The one thing in which we prevailed over the enemy in is communication. In our squad, we were constantly yelling out positions of enemies, where we got down, and things like that. Communication is extremely, extremely part of competitive play. Now, I consider this gameplay right here competitive because we are playing against some really good, experienced enemy players. We are communicating, we're using strategy, using everything at our disposal to win this game. And you have to be able to communicate with your squad mates. It is probably the most important thing in Battlefield 3. And I gotta say, communication can beat out a Slayer no matter what. If that one Slayer can take out an entire enemy team, he is insane. But if he can take out an enemy team who was communicating and telling the position of every single enemy, it'll be insanely hard for him to be able to do that because of the communication that the enemy team is putting at them. On a map like Diamond Peak, especially in the last base, there's a lot of areas the enemy could be hiding in, either placing down spawn beacons, spawning enemies in on them, and the fact that you are communicating and letting your teammates know where the enemy is flanking from, where they're spawning at, can make or break a game. If it was just me and I didn't have a full squad of guys I knew and guys I know how to play with, we would have lost this game. I know for certain that even if I was trying my best to play the game, and even if there are other people on our team, 3 or 4 guys who are trying to play that objective, trying to make sure the enemy does not push through, we would have lost this game because we don't have a full team effort and we don't have that communication. Though in the end, after playing, a tough game, playing a game against really, really competent enemy players, you learn something new. You learn how enemy teams can progress to the level. You learned good enemy teamwork. Only taking a look at how your squad performs is a very, very bad idea. You have to make sure you study the enemy team and their movements. A lot of the times, players move the same way in every single game. You got to understand squad movement, squad tactics to make sure that you are able to find out where the enemy team is, stop them in their tracks, or push through the defensive lines. It is very important that you can study both the enemy team and your squad to see where you guys went right and where you went wrong. So right here in the gameplay, the enemy makes their final attempt to get that objective, and eventually they do get it armed. I don't know how they pushed through our defensive line over there at B. We had like 5 or 6 guys over there defending it. They planted the bomb. We have our entire team swarming over there. I'm thinking to myself, we got this. I got to disarm. Guys come up over here. I'm like, they're out. We win. Once that defuse goes off, I'm happy. I'm relieved that we won this game after a huge, hard fight, and it was a great experience. I really hope I can play more tough games like this in the future. Now, do not forget to go over to projectptfo.com and check out our team. We are Team Zoltan. I'll provide a link to our team page in the description of this video. Make sure you guys go check that out and sign up for us if you feel that you can hold your own against Team Anarchy, which is our first round competition in the tournament. There are Twitter and Facebook links down in the description, so you guys can go check out that and get some quick updates from me. And as always, rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. And now, just in case you guys missed it, here is yesterday's episode of The Armory. I covered the 44 Magnum and the MP412. It was a really well done episode. I hope you guys can go check that video out if you have yet to. Twitter, Facebook, and if you guys have yet to, make sure you subscribe. Talk to you guys later.